We went through this on Friday. So here they just got the 3 steps for writing an equation. First you got to find the slope, m. So you take the coordinates, find the slope y minus y over x minus x. Second, you find the y-intercept, which is b. You substitute the m in and one of the points that's given to you. Then solve for the b. Then the last thing you do is remember to write the equation. Sometimes people go through all this work, they find this and this, and then forget to do the equation. So, if we've got 2 points, first you got to find m. Remember, it's the y's on top. Y minus y over x minus x. These are alphabetical, x, y, x, y. So we go y minus y is 7. X minus x is negative 7. So that's negative 1. Then we got to find b. So you choose either point. It doesn't matter which one. I'll use that one. So that's x, that's y, and we know m. So now it's just like the last problems we did. We put 8 in for y. M is negative 1. X is 2 plus b, and you solve it. That would be negative 2 plus b, so we got to add 2, and you get 10. Okay?
Wait, where'd you have 8 from? Where did you put that?
Right here.
Oh, okay. Didn't check.
So, then don't forget, you got to write the equation. Y equals negative 1x, because m is negative 1, plus 10. Okay? So, in this one, it looks like it's a rectangle. 2 different non-vertical lines are perpendicular if and only if their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other, which we learned before. To show that sides are perpendicular, all you got to do is find the slopes of them. So the slope of this line, these go by 2's now, so it goes up 4 and over 12, right? So that slope is 4/12, which would reduce to 1/3. This one should be the same, up 4 over 12, and it is. Which means the lines are parallel. Then this one, if I go down 2, 4, 6, and over 2, that gives me a slope of negative 3. Negative 6 over 2. So, 1/3 and negative 3, are they reciprocals of each other? Yep, because you put a 1 underneath. And they're opposite signs, which means these lines are perpendicular. Okay? We did that in the last chapter, if you remember.
What are perpendicular? Does that mean across?
Yep, they form a 90. Okay, they don't, okay, we'll do this one. So, again, if you've got 2 points, first you got to find m. Y minus y, 3 take away 1 is 2. X take away x. Negative 7 take away negative 4 is negative 3. So the slope is negative 2/3. Then you pick one of the points. It doesn't matter which one. I'll just choose that one. That's x and that's y. So you plug that into y equals mx plus b. So we put 1 in for y. M is negative 2/3. X is negative 4 plus b. So they always throw these thirds in because they're tougher to do on a calculator. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 4 is 8/3 plus b. Okay? So to solve it, you got to subtract 8/3. You can make this into a mixed number, or you can just make this a fraction. 3/3 is the same as 1. So 3/3 take away 8/3 is negative 5/3. So then we write the equation y equals negative 2/3 x minus 5/3. This can be written as a mixed number. That would be 1 2/3. Or you could have a decimal. That's 1 minus 1.6 repeating. Any one of these is correct. They're all the same thing. Okay, let's do one more. First, find the slope. Y take away y is negative 6. X take away x is negative 8. So that simplifies to 3/4. Then choose a point. Does it matter which one? No. Pick whichever one you want. Put this in for y. We know the m is 3/4, the x is 6 plus b. So 3/4 times 6, 3 times 6 is 18/4, which you could simplify. You don't have to, but you could divide them both by 2 and you'd get 9/2. 9/2 is 4.5. So we just got to subtract 4.5. And you get negative 7.5. So then you got to write the equation y equals 3/4 x minus 7.5. Now this one is like we did in a couple assignments before, where they gave you a point, and before we said it was parallel to the line. Remember that? Now if it's perpendicular, again, the only thing they give us this line for is the slope. The slope is 3. That's all we use it for. You don't use that. Now if it was parallel lines, we would use 3. But since it's perpendicular, what do you got to use? Remember all the perpendicular lines? Reciprocal it and change the sign. Reciprocal of 3 is 1/3, and since that's positive, the other line's got to be negative. Because to be perpendicular, one's got to be going up and one down. So everyone understand how you figure out the slope when it's perpendicular? Now, we do it just like in the last section. We put 4 in for y. The slope is negative 1/3. 5 in for x plus b. Negative 1/3 times 5 is negative 5/3. So we got to add 5/3. Well, 5/3 is 1 2/3. So 4 plus 1 2/3 is 5 2/3. So then we write the equation y equals negative 1/3 x plus 5 2/3.